Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a home day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. Need a roof? Call Parish. Unique physique and unique aesthetics and wellness. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Use the code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. Okay, good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Couple things on the docket here. So Elijah Robinson is probably the biggest story we're watching here today. So if you haven't followed that story, defensive line coach, former played at Penn State, coached at Temple, Baylor under Matt Rule. Spent 6 years at Texas A&M on Jimbo's staff. Noted as a great recruiter. He's only 40 years old. Noted as a great recruiter. And spent the last 2 years as the defensive coordinator at Syracuse. Didn't go great. Got demoted. And on Thursday of last week, Football Scoop reported that LSU was targeting Robinson. On Friday, we reported Louisiana Sports Night that Robinson was in Baton Rouge at Football Ops, which he was. And then Saturday morning, Football Scoop reported that it was done, that LSU made their splash, and that they hired Elijah Robinson. And it looks like they might have jumped the gun because on Tuesday, Football Scoop, Matt Zenitz, others reported that Nebraska and Penn State are also in the mix. So you connect the dots here. Matt Rule's coach at Nebraska. So Robinson worked for Matt Rule at Baylor and at Temple. And then and they're apparently close. And then Penn State, of course, is his alma mater, and they fired their defensive line coach. And so they have an opening as well. So now it's LSU, Penn State, Nebraska in the mix for Robinson. And I don't know Elijah Robinson, so I don't have any insight on from him on what way he may be leaning. But it sure seems like he may have an emotional pull to one of the other two options. He wants the opportunity to be at the best program with a chance to win championships, all that sort of stuff. He comes to Baton Rouge, but that opportunity, I'm reading the tea leaves here. I mean, that opportunity was there. Looked like it was done. You read the reports from over the weekend, and clearly he's had a change of heart. So we'll see if they can get it done with Robinson, or if he does stray, if they look somewhere else. The name that I mentioned on Locked On, if you caught it, the episode I dropped last night for this morning, if you've caught it already, but is Chris Kiffin. So Chris has been an analyst at Ole Miss the last couple of years on Lane's staff, but Chris Kiffin's 43, same age as me, but he's got a long history of coaching defensive line. So in 2011, he was the Arkansas State defensive line coach. Then from 2012 to 2016, for 5 years, he was the defensive line coach and recruiting coordinator at Ole Miss. Then he worked with the defensive line with the 49ers in 2018 and 2019. He was the Cleveland Browns defensive line coach for 3 years from 2020 to 2022. So that's, let's see, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, he's got 11 seasons working and coaching defensive lines in college and the NFL. So that's probably a pretty good option that they're going to go. I know everybody's going to ask about Ogeron, but again, I don't know. That option's always been there. It's like if they wanted to do that, I feel like they would have done that already. Anyway, all right, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Say some good mornings. Let's see. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Happy hump day. Jacob, what up, man? Good morning. Ooh. Tiger Diver, good morning. Do you think Lane Kiffin would donate the money he gets if Ole Miss beats Tulane to the NIL collective? Oh, you're saying because LSU said they would honor his bonuses. I don't probably. And remember, the collective, I've explained this before, but the collective you can't pay players through the collective anymore. You can pay high school players through the collective with high school NIL, but those deals aren't as lucrative Remember, every NIL deal has to go through the clearinghouse now, so it has to be legit NIL through businesses. Huff the Nighthawk. What up? Scone to go. Hey, Patrick, good morning. Happy hump day. Have a great day. Let's see. Loose lips sink ships. LSU was quiet about Kiffin. Got him. Loud, probably going to miss on E-Rob. Likely going to Nebraska. Worked with the rule there. Yeah, the Nebraska people seem confident. The Penn State people seem confident. Again, I don't know Elijah Robinson, so I don't know what he's leaning. But yeah. I was told last week that he did not like leaks. And so the fact that the story leaked to Football Scoop on Thursday, he didn't like that very much. I'm like, I mean, it's major college football. What do you think? Good morning. If Robinson backs out, let's get Coach O, recruiting and D-line only. Honestly, I'd prefer Chris Kiffin. He's here. He's got experience. I just feel like if you bring back Coach O, which I guess I'm not opposed to, I don't know, man. It just feels like you're opening the door for a lot of weird vibes. See. Hey, Justin, good morning. Armin, good morning. Jaden, good morning. Let's see, did you see Notre Dame have an MRA of an auto bid of rank 12, the 12-team playoff, and 14-14? So it would kick the last team out for Notre Dame, even though the other team deserved it. Well, if they're in the top 12, they would get a spot. How would they kick the last team out? Oh, you're saying because of the G5? Because the G5 are what if they're ranked 14th? Yeah, I think it's ridiculous that Notre Dame plays under its own set of rules. It's stupid. I mean, it is. Like, the sport did just fine for decades while Notre Dame was wholly irrelevant. And I look forward to them going back to their gross irrelevance. Morning, Matt. Blessings upon you and your family. Thank you, Jarrett. Same to you. Hey, Jeffrey, good morning. Have a great day. Oh, what up, man? Good morning. Sean, good morning. Driving my... Hard to see what that emoji is. Sorry. I'm guessing that's your child. Home from college yesterday. Listening to you and Shay, she started jokingly singing the AFR theme. Love that. You see, Sean? Sean, that's how you know you did a great job. That's how you know you did a great job. I mean, you're driving your daughter home from college, I would assume for Christmas break, yeah. And she's singing the AFR theme. Planted the seeds early, man. Love that. Very proud. Very proud of you, Sean. Let's see. Do you have LSU bowl game trophies in the do LSU bowl game trophies in the facility? Not the New Year's 6 bowls like the smaller bowl games up like used to. Yes. They used to have so before they renovated the facility, football ops, when you walked in the lobby, they had like it was a floor to ceiling display of the trophies. It was pretty cool, but now when you walk into football ops, immediately when you walk in the door, to the left is the nutrition center. To the right is this sort of trophy room, but it's just the national championship trophies and the Heismans and the national awards. So like the players get their own, but the schools get one to display as well. So like all the Boletnikovs and Butkus and all the Maxwells, all the Thorpe, like all the national awards are right there. The bowl trophies, I'm sure where they moved the bowl trophies. What's interesting also, and I need to ask this question because this is very interesting. So, like, in that room, right, in football ops, like, right when you walk in the main door, you look to the right, all the trophies are right there that I'm talking about. But if you go in the Lawton Room, which is in Tiger Stadium, right, the Lawton Room is, if you're familiar where, like, the band comes down the hill, where they go into the gate, the Lawton Room is right there. And the Lawton Room is there's an auditorium in the actual Lawton Room, and then there's, they it's where they host a lot of recruiting events and things in there. Um And then there's this whole big display in the Lawton Room. Boy, we're veering, aren't we? There's this whole big display in the Lawton Room of, like, all the first round picks. They, like, have a helmet of every NFL team, and then every LSU player that's been a first round pick of that team. And then, there's all Americans, and there's cool displays of, like, just history and stuff like that, award winners. But in the Lawton Room, also, there's this sort of like, gathering area space with tables, and they have, screen there where they could do, presentations or whatever. Well, in there, they also have the national championship trophies, like the 2 BCS trophies and the 1958 national championship trophy. So I'm wondering, like, how many are there? Like, do they get 2 national championship trophies? Because the 58 trophy is in there. The crystal ball trophies from '03 and '07 are in there as well. But the golden waffle cone from 2019, there's one, and that's in football ops. Hmm. Thought you might find that interesting. Your question was about bowl game trophies. I don't know where they put those bowl game trophies now. Because it used to be a floor to ceiling display in football ops. It must be in football ops somewhere. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Clayton, good morning. Brian, good morning. From Laredo, Texas, watching the 2019. You ever get in a bad mood, man? Just go back and watch highlights from 2019. Sherwood, Rome, you ride back and out sucks. Yeah, I mean, that would have been a major coup if you got him. I guess you still could. I don't know that that's necessarily over, but it certainly seems like if he was going to sign a contract with LSU, he had the opportunity, and now he's exploring other options. It probably tells you the story, right? Kyrie, been meaning to get in here, turned 26. All right. Wait, Kyrie, that a boy. 26. It keeps getting better, man. Happy birthday to you, man. Hope you had a great weekend. Hey, Jonathan, good morning. Mike, good morning. Who do you see signing during the regular signing period? It's a good question. Probably should ask that to Shay yesterday. I mean, all of their commitments have signed. I don't know that they have any targets that are unsigned. So maybe nobody. Hey, Rocco, good morning. Ben, good morning. Kiffin wasn't your first or second choice. I'm curious if you're pleased with the hire. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I mean, Dan, I always said, y'all, from the beginning, Dan Lanning would have been my first choice, but he was very clear that he wasn't leaving Oregon. So that wasn't realistic. But yeah, I mean, I think of it from this perspective. You're talking about a guy who, I mean, what clearly was your biggest hangup was the offensive side of the ball. And so you got a guy that everywhere he's been forever, offense has followed. So check on that side of the ball. I do have questions, and like there have been times where I look at Lane Kiffin and I go, "What are you doing?" I mean, the Oklahoma game this year, for example, the Ole Miss Oklahoma game. Chambliss drives him right down the field. They get inside the 5, and he goes and puts Simmons in for 2 plays. He throws back-to-back incomplete passes on 3rd and 4th down. Like, what are you doing? How often he goes forward on 4th down deep in his own territory, or passing on points on 4th downs. Like, I have some concerns. I mean, I think that certainly has cost his team's games. So anyway, I get my point. Is like, yes, there are questions about Lane Kiffin still, but he's an incredible offensive coach. And he won 50 games at Ole Miss in the last 5 years. Can win in the SEC. Yes, I mean, it's a great hire. Morning, Matt. As a reporter, how do you find the line in being persistent and annoying when trying to get inside info? Yeah, that's a good question. I think that's just sort of well, I think that's where having a variety of sources helps because, hang on, I gotta go stop Drew. Hang on. I'll pick up on that. Hang on.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right. Remember, Parish Construction and Roofing. We'd love to give you that free, no obligation roofing inspection. Phones have been popping since the weekend, as you might imagine, all that awful weather. So if you had bad weather, rain at your house, you need a free, no obligation roofing inspection. We'd love to help you out at Parish Construction and Roofing. And remember, Brock. If you need North Peace, go to Brock. They're the best. They got all the subspecialists. Brock locations all over Greater Baton Rouge, including the primary location there on Blue Bonnet inside a surgical specialty center. Remember, unique physique and unique aesthetics and wellness. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. So someone there was asking about, when you're trying to get information. Well, it's where, number one, I think it's important to have a variety of sources. Because if someone stonewalls you, which happens, and happened a lot during the Kiffin thing, because as we just mentioned, like nobody around LSU with the Kiffin story was really wanting to talk. I mean, they were very, very, very much under, like, it was clear they were on pretty tight orders, like not to say anything. There were not going to be leaks, all that sort of stuff. So, so that's where it's like is important to cultivate other sources, like outside of just like calling Verge, right? Which I've known Verge forever. Dog it, sorry. Anyway, so like, yeah, I mean, I've known Verge forever. I mean, ever since I started, you had to, I mean, it was the associate AD in charge of scheduling and football. I mean, I've known Verge forever. So like, it's very easy to text or call Verge, but he's also a guy who was not saying anything and the new AD and being bombarded. And so like, probably didn't need me peppering him, so you pick your spots with that. Like, where is it an instance where I really need to reach out? So it's part of that. It's partly that, but part of it's like, that's how you generate. It's why you generate so many other sorry, I lost my spot. Anyway, it's why you generate and cultivate other sources of information. It's why, so you ask, all right, well, who would know things? It's why it's important to know athletic administrators and coaches and boosters and have good relationship with other media who can share information. And there's so many people who, and that's from like in this whole Kiffin thing, it was LSU and it was Florida and it's Ole Miss. And so like you're trying to piece together a story of, okay, well, who independent of each other are all saying the same thing? That's, and then you get the hint sometimes where people are or not replying when you ask very direct questions and they give you nondescript answers. You get the point. Let's see. I hear a lot of national media complaining about the committee. I say, if they watch Scone, he's been saying this about the door. With self-important dorks in the hotel ballroom in suburban Dallas arguing over things, metrics like game control and defensive efficiency. Been saying it for years, literally years. Gregory, good morning. Sherwood Rome, he brought back announce. Sean, got it. Read that one. Maurice, besides quarterback and offensive line, what are our biggest needs in the portal? Running back, receiver, defensive line, safety, linebacker. Remember, like, this year was you were all in this year with portal. Just look at this for perspective. If I look at the total number of defensive snaps, number 1, Harold Perkins gone. Number 2, AJ Halsey gone. 3 was Tamarcus Cooley. He'll be back. Mansour Delane gone. West Weeks gone. Jack Pyburn gone. Patrick Payton gone. Woodland, he'll be back. So Woodland, Keys, Pickett, Bernard Gooden gone. Jacobian Guillory gone. You see my point? Like, of your top 7 defensively in snaps, 6 of the top 7 are gone. The only one back is Tamarcus Cooley. So, like, you were so all in this year, you're losing so much of your productivity. So you're going to have to go in the portal for darn near everything. Erod doesn't have the chest for LSU. Chuck, what's good, man? Yes, we need to connect. Chuck picked up a bottle of whiskey for me. That's right. We do need to connect. Tanner Sullivan, morning, Matt. Any news on which players in the portal so far that LSU has had or will have contact with? Hope you and the family have a great day. The one that I know is that offensive lineman from Arizona State. Hang on, I'll tell you his name. He's a left tackle who started 39 games. Here it is. His name is Josh Atkins. 6'4", 315. He's made 39 consecutive starts at left tackle and was a 2025 team captain. He's got 1 year of eligibility remaining. So I know that LSU is going to be interested in him. That shouldn't be a surprise, though, but that I was told that name already. People forget how important bowl practices are. That's how LSU knew what they had in Stingley. The change over that rule is dumb. Well, I mean, let's be real. They knew what they had in Stingley, dog. Everybody knew what they had in Stingley when Derek Stingley was a freshman at Dunham. But yes, I mean, bowl practices are the most important part of this bowl experience. It's 15 practices that basically act as a pre-spring practice where you get, because you have opt-outs, you have guys who step up and or get opportunities to get first team reps for the first time. So yes, it's very important. RSP, good morning. Jaden, think LSU will get it done with Elijah Robinson? I mean, I don't know if you have any reason to believe that or you're just saying that. It sure doesn't sound like they're going to get it done with him. Hey, Brian, does this mean Coach O is in play again? Maybe. I haven't heard anything through this entire time when the national guys were reporting that. I'll give you my take on it, okay? My opinion is, so Ed gets his last payment from LSU on December the 15th. So he stops getting paid by LSU from his buyout. I think he's ready and needs to work again. And so his agent has been pushing him, trying to get him back in the coaching cycle. So you've heard him with Arkansas and Oregon State. You've heard him talk about Tulane. You've heard him talk about going back to LSU. But it's all from Ed's side pushing him for jobs. You don't ever hear of Ed Ogeron interviewing for a job or someone interested in Ogeron. So, like, that's not to say there won't be the right opportunity for him to get back in and coach again. I just never hear it from the other side, like from schools that are like, we'd like to bring Ogeron in. Like, I don't hear that part of it. I'm not saying that hasn't happened. I don't know. But You see Ed doing a lot of media. I think he's trying to get himself out there, and his agents are pushing him out there. But I just haven't heard that reciprocated, if that makes sense. Is it in LSU's best interest for Ole Miss to do really well in the playoffs so there's more draw for the Ole Miss running back coach to say and we can retain? Right. That's an interesting way to look at it. I don't know. I know I'm late saying this, but Notre Dame really thinks they're 2023 Florida State. What a comp. 2023 Florida State got totally screwed. I mean, morning, Matt. It was a home day. Hey, Dalton, who's more delusional fan base, Ole Miss or Notre Dame? I haven't seen so many grown men act like this in my life. Notre Dame, for sure. I think by and large, Ole Miss in their history knows what they are historically. And they've had a great year this year. Like, Ole Miss deserves to be in the college football playoff. Hey, Tanner, LSU Coach Bidding War 2025 Part 2. Yeah, prayers for Kevin. My goodness. He missed that last night. The Advocate reported that Kevin Falk's daughter died over the weekend. And you might remember around COVID, his daughter, who was a football staffer, very suddenly died as well. So Kevin's now had 2 children die. Oh. I mean, man, I think the world of Kevin Falk too. It's weird for me because like I'm of the age that like watching Kevin Falk at LSU was like watching Hercules. You know what I mean? But older in life, professionally now, I've gotten to know Kevin Falk like in a personal, like friendly kind of way. I just saw him at Kiffin's press conference, man. God, just talked to him last Monday. God bless, man. Y'all say a prayer for the Falks for sure. And it's his second daughter who's died. Oh my God. Anyway, Sting was a true freshman in 2019. Yes, he was, but he went through bowl practice because he was an early enrollee. He got to go through bowl practice for the Fiesta Bowl in 2018. So he early enrolled and showed up in time, and he was able to practice for the bowl game. And remember that Fiesta Bowl, there were injuries and opt-outs, and then LSU had who it was, but safety got ejected for targeting. LSU had like no players, like no cornerbacks for that bowl game against UCF. And so there was something like, could Stingley play in the bowl game because they kind of needed bodies. That's what he's referring to. Hey, Chris, good morning. Oh, Kevin Smith stays in Oxford. Me too, man. Hey, Brad, good morning. If the playoff ever went to 32 like you'd want, that means 7-5, 6-6 teams would be in. Wouldn't that be a little overkill hurt the regular season? I don't think you'd have 7-5 or 6-6 football teams in. I think, and by the way, when I say 32, I'm not like pounding the table saying go to 32. But and I don't think it'd hurt the regular season. I mean, it would, that it's the most gigantic misconception. Like, it would mean more meaningful games for more teams later into the season that still have a chance. So hang on. Like, let's say just have, if you used FPI, it's just one. So FPI, well, that's not a good metric. I'd have to look at like the top 25, which stops at 25. It doesn't go beyond 25. So Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the top 25, and there's no 7-5 or 6-6 teams there. I mean, like 8-4, Iowa is 23. 11-2, North Texas is 25. 12-1, James Madison, who's in, is 12-1. Anyway, but I only say that because that's the sure. Oh, I got to go. It's like the surest fire way to make sure it's all encompassing. So all the teams that have an argument are in, and then you're just arguing about seeding. And it should matter. Just go play games and win. Okay, I got to go, y'all. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Remember, all of our sponsors, they're linked in the description on YouTube. They're tagged on Facebook. Locked on LSU is live. So podcast or YouTube, please go check it out. And AFR3, we'll see you.